Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel for this Thursday morning, afternoon or evening across the world where you may be at. And today I want to talk about my local hometown politician, Tom Hunt, who is the current Conservative MP for Ipswich, which is my hometown. And I want to talk about Ipswich disability support and what needs to improve. As a lot of you know, I am disabled, I am autistic. I got diagnosed back in 2014. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. But I want to address Tom Hunt, who is my local politician, on just a few things I think Ipswich needs to improve with regards to disability support. First one I'm going to be talking about today is employment. Employment for autistic adults and adults with disabilities, as only 16% of us, yes you heard that, 16% of us are in work, which can count for part-time or full-time work. This is shockingly unacceptably low. We need employers that understand and accept neurodivergence and neurodiversity, because a lot of employers unfortunately don't. They claim they do, they claim they're autism friendly or disabled friendly, and they don't give people like me or anyone who has a disability a chance to get a foot through the door. And I've been realising this now for over 6, 7, 8 years that I've been looking for work, and unfortunately it seems to be the same thing. As soon as you declare that you have a medical disability, then your application gets put into the bin. So that's the first area that I want to talk to him about. The second is World Autism Week in 2024. As a lot of you know, in the UK, if you're a UK subscriber, we have what's called World Autism Acceptance Week. And that week is a week to promote autism, the spectrum, people on the spectrum. And unfortunately, my hometown hasn't done anything about it for the last couple of years, obviously due to the world situation and other things. And unfortunately, again, that means that autism and disability has been pushed back. And unfortunately that means that autism isn't getting the recognition or support that it needs, or autistic people and people with disabilities aren't getting the recognition, support and services that they need access to during one of the most hardest time in their lives, adjusting to a diagnosis, adjusting to having to see the world in a different way, how to reach out to services who may be able to help them, e.g. medical services, job centre, GPs, dentists, etc. The next bit that I want to mention today is about getting autistic people into local politics. This seems to be such a barrier. Like, I've luckily been lucky enough to be involved in local politics for the last 8, 9 years on and off. And that was only because my late friend, who sadly took his own life, introduced me to the local political network, and I was able to get myself involved, talking to Ben Gummer and Sandy Martin, amongst other people who I've talked to in the political circle in my hometown. So without him, I probably wouldn't have been able to get my name out there and get recognised as being an autism campaigner, speaker, advocate, autistic woman who is trying to advocate for herself and others who may not be able to speak out on their own issues. And I've had enough of autistic people being ignored. It's driving me absolute bonkers, and I don't want autistic people to be ignored. I've gone to meetings upon meetings upon meetings, voicing my opinion, my experiences, but it's about time that others like myself get involved and have the chance to approach their local member of parliament or local councillors who are there to work for us, the members of the public. The next area that I want to talk about today is the Department for Work and Pensions, also known as the DWP, here in the UK. Let's face it, their staff are very not aware of autism. Their training is very, very basic, if any. I've experienced this firsthand. Talking to DWP staff, they have no idea how to support us. I've been backs and forwards from different people, advisors, who have very little knowledge or very little time to help me, and it just seems that my voice is gone unanswered, ignored again and again and again, and it goes around the same circle. I get one good advisor, then all of a sudden I'm back to someone who doesn't know, and I'm having to repeat myself over again, and I'm back to another good one, then I'm back to another bad one. So it's kind of, again, the job centre need to have better training and better support systems for people with autism and neurodivergence, because let's face it, they don't. And unfortunately that's due to money and time and qualified people to be part of the training and to be part of helping autistic people get their futures better. Also, I want to talk about making Ipswich a autism friendly town. This has been talked about so many times over the years, and there's been nothing done about it, which is a shame, because if Ipswich was a autism friendly town, things would be a lot easier for autistic people to access, as well as having their voices heard in a safe environment and a controlled environment. And it would help autistic people get out who feel they can't get out because they're either anxious, or they don't have many friends, or they don't trust many people to be part of the local community here in Ipswich, with regards to making Ipswich more friendly. Education services and education system. This is a big one, and I think that unfortunately the education system is broken. It doesn't work. It's something that needs to be completely overhauled and restarted. The education system is not fit for purpose, unfortunately, in my eyes. I was never recognised back in my school days. I was left to function. I was left to get picked on and bullied and not supported. And unfortunately, that should have been stopped. And many autistic people, I hear stories saying they're being picked on, they're being bullied, they're being bashed. You know, they're not having support by the teachers who should be supporting them. And unfortunately, this again is down to time, funding, lack of teaching with the relevant qualifications. They do need to make autism mandatory within the teaching system, because if not, they're going to basically take on autistic pupils, students who have no way of getting the right support, the right teachers to help them succeed and thrive within the education system. The next one that I want to talk about is healthcare, e.g. GPs, the NHS. As we all know, the NHS is currently on its knees. Let's be frank about it. The GPs are struggling. A lot of GPs are still either working part-time or not working in the surgeries hardly because of the world situation. Obviously, that now pushes back people with autism disability who do struggle to access services, or struggle to actually contact their own GP, hospital services, because they don't know how to do it, or they feel too anxious that they're not being listened to or valued or respected. Again, this is down to training, funding, money. This is down to relevant qualifications. This is down to a lack of interest. This is down to ignorance, fear, stereotypes. You know, it is what it is. Also, I want to talk about the healthcare services having a correct person, like a lived person with lived experience going in there to teach them. So I would be more than happy to go into a GP surgery, NHS, dental services, you know, to teach these people, because if we don't go in there and educate them, the education is going to get worse. A lot of autistic people are going to socially withdraw, and it's become more of a struggle for us. And unfortunately, that is something I've noticed. You know, I've struggled to see how autistic people are being supported or included, and unless I stand up above the parapet and raise this, no one's going to know. And unfortunately, this has been going on for far too long, and continues to happen. And unfortunately, this needs to stop. It has got a lot better in the last couple of years, I'm going to say that. There has been a lot more autism schools opening. There's a lot more training going on, so that is good in one aspect. But again, it's still only for young children, young adults. There's nothing for older adults like myself, or people who have been diagnosed later on in their lives, who then have to be left in the lurch per se. But yeah, I just want to address Tom Hunt and let him know how Ipswich needs to improve massively. We are still far behind where we need to be for this time of year, and for where we are in general. I think we need to clamp down and start getting autism more recognised within Suffolk. I know there is a lot more that is being done for it. There is the new autism strategies coming out soon. There is the autism adult social group for over 18s only. If you're over 18 and you're diagnosed, then there is the adult autism social club, which I'll link down below in the video description. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed listening to my points of view. Let me know what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.